So we're starting already. So we have question 1. They said, define the term product differentiation. For product differentiation, it simply means that aspect of a product that makes it different from those of the competitors. Product differentiation. The aspect, any aspect of a product that makes it different from those of the competitor, that makes it a product differentiation. Question B, they said, there has been an increased advertisement in the sportswear market through the sponsoring of athletes. Construct a supply and demand diagram to show the impact on the market of sportswear from an increase in advertisement. So for question B, they said we should construct a supply and demand diagram to show the impact of the increase in the market for sportswear for an increase in advertisement. So an increase in advertisement is likely to increase the demand for a product if it is successful, and that will change the demand curve and increase the price. So it is graphically represented as this. So we have my drawing here. So we have demand and supply. So we have P1, Q1. Then an increase in advertisement will shift the demand curve rightward. So let's say we have from P1 to P2 and Q2. So the demand curve will shift from D1 to D2. So this is a typical demand curve. We can draw better than this though. So this is the supply and that's demand. So an increase in advertisement, let me try to draw it better than this anyway. Let's see if we can draw it better than this. Let's see. We have a demand curve. We have P, we have Q. We have demand, we have demand and supply. So an increase in advertisement will shift the demand curve rightward from Q. So we're going to have an increase in demand curve rightward. Q1, and we have P1. So that's a typical demand curve. Sorry about the drawings anyway. So the question is about to construct, we should construct supply and demand diagram to show impact of advertisement. An increase in advertisement will shift the demand curve rightward from D. So this will be P, this is Q, sorry, this is Q1, and this is D and D1. So the price increases because the quantity increases and there's a rightward shift in the demand curve. So that's question B. So go to question. Are you there? Yes. Okay. Can have that. Yes. Question C. For question C, they said, analyze two methods that Li-Ning would have used to develop customer loyalty. When we talk about customer loyalty simply implies that customer return to buy a product instead of buying from your competitors. So if customer continue to return to buy from your brand, it simply means customer loyalty. So they have other choices. They could go to your competitors, but for the fact that they return to buy from your product or to buy from your brand, it simply means they are loyal to your business or to your brand. So what are the methods that Li-Ning could use to develop customer loyalty? The first one I'm talking about here is customer service. Quality customer service. You know, quality simply means meeting customers' expectation. And if you're able to meet customers' expectation, it simply means customers will be satisfied, they are happy. So they always return to buy from you because they are already emotionally attached to your product. So here, customer service, quality. Li-Ning may improve on its customer service by offering after-sales services to customers who buy its sportswear. This may allow them to return. So give them a quality customer service. This gets them emotionally attached to your product. And if they are emotionally attached to your product, they always want to come back to buy from you. Do you get that? Yes. Any question about that? No. So 2, innovative idea. It's a sportswear, so which simply means there's need for technology. So Li-Ning should come up with innovative ideas to develop sportswears that will be, user friendly. So if it's coming up with an idea about sportswears that are user friendly, that might attract customers and it might be able to retain its customers. So innovative idea. Li-Ning may come up with innovative ideas to develop new products through technology. This may allow it to retain its customers. Aside that, it might offer offer discounts. When you give discounts for your product, so it becomes cheaper for customers. As a result of that, customers are always conscious about price. So if you are giving them discounts, that might make them emotionally attached to you, and they always come back to buy from you. They might as well even tell your other potential customers about it. And the next one is personalized experience. When you personalize experience with them, deal with them one-on-one. When you deal with them one-on-one, they will carry along the experience for a long period of time. So the experience will be with them because, the business is dealing with us, one-on-one. So this might also bring about customer loyalty. Most of the businesses, like when you look at businesses that sell in the mass market, or large businesses, they have large numbers of customers, so they cannot personalize experience with them. But smaller businesses with personalized experiences, this experience stays in the hearts of customers for a long period of time. And as long as it stays with them, they always return to buy from your brand. Yes. So these are ways or methods in which Li-Ning might improve its customer loyalty. Quality customer service, innovative idea, offer discounts, or personalized experiences. Is it clear? Yes. Take that, please. We go to question D. For question D, they said, as the business grew, Lee had to move from being an entrepreneur to become a leader of Li-Ning. Discuss the possible difficulties Lee may have met as a result of this. So the business is becoming bigger. And as soon as the business becomes bigger, you start changing your mindset of being an entrepreneur to what? To a leader. So that means there's transition from an entrepreneur to becoming what? A leader. So who is an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Who is an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur is the one that takes a risk to start a business.
So an entrepreneur is that individual who takes the risk to set up a business with the aim of making profit. That makes an entrepreneur. And for a leader is a person who tells us what to do, guides us on how to do it to achieve a set of goals. A leader is an individual who tells us what to do, guides us on how to do it to achieve a set of goals. That makes it a leader. So that means a leader is someone that inspires, that motivates us. But for an entrepreneur is motivative too, but it's on the motive behind an entrepreneur is profit. Yes. Do you understand? But when you look at a leader, the motive behind a leader could be to achieve a goal. Do you get it? Okay. So here I wrote, the transition from entrepreneur to becoming a leader may be difficult for Lee based on the following reasons. One, lack of leadership quality. Yeah, Lee is a business person, he's an entrepreneur, but he might lack, the qualities or the characteristics of a good leader. So here I wrote, Lee may not be able to lead a team. Okay. Okay. I said Lee may not be able to lead a team in a business because if you don't have the charisma of a leader, you might not be able to lead a team. Yes, you might be able to manage your business, but there's a difference between you being an entrepreneur and being a leader. Being a leader means you need to carry everyone along, not just about making profit, but achieving goals that are team oriented. And so if team is just an individual who thinks about his own mindset, which thinks about his own business idea and wants to use it to help the Olympic team. So it is his own mindset. So being a leader there might be difficult because he might not be one. So two, I wrote entrepreneurial mindset. The mindset of an entrepreneur is to make profit. Do you get the point? Yeah. So Lee founded the business by pursuing his own idea to support the Olympic team. He may not be in support of sharing decision-making and control with others. As a leader, you have to delegate authority. You have to allow people to act on your behalf as a leader. But sometimes entrepreneurs, they want to be everywhere. They want to do everything themselves. They want to make decisions. They want to have full control over the business. But for a leader, you can't have full control over a business. You have to share decision-making. You have to share control with others because you are inspiring them, you're motivating them. So Lee might have an entrepreneurial mindset instead of a leadership mindset.
Okay.
Do you understand the second point there?
Yes.
However, based on the case study anyway, Lee is now a successful entrepreneur. Based on the case study, it succeeded. So if Lee is a successful entrepreneur, it simply means he's able to overcome the difficulties of transiting from entrepreneur to a leader. Because if he's not successful in transiting from being an entrepreneur to a leader, the business will not be successful. Do you get the point here? So however, Lee is now a successful entrepreneur as Li Ning can now compete with major sportswear brands. This indicates that Lee may have overcome the difficulties of transiting from entrepreneur to a leader. So the business would not have been successful if Lee was unable to transit successfully from being an entrepreneur to a leader, because now Li Ning is able to compete with the rest of the sportswears.
Yeah.
Two, also there are similarities between entrepreneurs and leaders, as both have the motivation and inspiration to succeed. Yeah, maybe leaders wants to carry everyone along to reach the goal. Entrepreneurs also wants to do that. So both leaders and entrepreneurs, they want success. So they have the inspiration and motivation to succeed. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Any question about that? Okay. So we have question 1E. Are you there?
Yeah.
For question 1E, they said, assess the advantages of using market segmentation for a business such as cleaning. For market segmentation simply means you divided the market based on different customers' characteristics. So you divided the market based on different features of customers. That is market segmentation. So here I wrote, market segmentation implies that a business divided the market into different groups based on characteristics of customers. So what are the likely benefits of market segmentation? Number one, effective advertisement. With market segmentation, it simply means you have directed your advertisement to specific group of customers, yes or no? So because you have directed your advertisement to specific group of customers, it reduces your cost.
Yes.
And if it reduces your cost, what does that mean? No, let's even don't talk about cost first. Let's talk about the targeted audience. If your advert is directed to specific group of customers, it simply means you can increase your views and you can increase your revenue, because those customers that you've directed your adverts to are those ones that need your product. And because your advert is directed to them, it might allow them, it might motivate them to buy from you, and that increases your revenue.
Yeah.
Get the first point here. With effective advertisement, remember when we talked in the first one, we talked about increase in advertisement. An increase in advertisement does not increase demand. An increase in advertisement that brings about a successful advert will increase demand. So that simply means what? Whatever advertisement you do, it must be effective. So if your advertisement is effective, it simply means it meets the customer needs. Then customers would start buying from you. So effective advertisement would increase revenue. Do you understand the point here? We are talking about the benefits of market segment. The first benefit of market segment is that it might lead to effective advertisement. If your advert is effective, it simply means it's successful. So a successful advertisement would increase demand for your product. So as soon as the demand for your product increases, the total revenue for your product would increase. So the first benefit of market segmentation might be what? Increase in total revenue.
Yes.
The second one, market segmentation allows businesses such as Li Ning to focus on the needs of specific customers. And this may what? This may in turn increase customer loyalty. We said market segmentation simply means you are dividing the market based on characteristics of customers. Yes or no?
Okay.
So if Lee has divided the market based on specific customers' needs and wants, it simply means Li Ning will be able to meet up with the needs of customers. Being able to meet up with the needs of customers means customers will be happy with you. And if customers are happy with you, they might stay loyal to you. So they will always return to buy from you, because every now and then you are able to meet up with their needs. Do you understand the second point here?
Yes.
The third one, market segmentation allows a business such as the need to focus on the most profitable segments, which may in turn increase profit. You might base the market on income. So if you are providing goods or services to high income earners, it simply means it's expected of you to sell more, and that might increase your profitability. So focusing the markets on specific segments simply means you might as well increase your profitability.
Yes.
However, market segmentation may put a business such as Li Ning into vulnerability, as customers may change their taste. With market segments, if your market is based on specific characteristic of customers. What about if these customers change their habits or change their taste? So if customers change their taste or habit, it puts you into vulnerability. That means the demand for your product reduces. Then you might be shutting down. So
Yeah.
selling to specific group of customers is not ideal, because if those customers stop buying from you, who else do you want to sell to? So that is the first problem about market segmentation. The second one is this: when you segment your market, the market segment is mostly for smaller group of numbers. So when you are selling to small group of numbers, it doesn't allow you to exploit economies of scale. If you are unable to exploit economies of scale, it means your average cost of production is not likely to fall. If your average cost of production is not likely to fall, and you are unable to sell at a premium price, you'll be incurring more cost. And incurring more cost might add up, might reduce your profitability. So the problem about market segment is that, one, your customers might put you into vulnerability, because if they stop buying from you, who else do you want to sell to? Two, because the segment is likely to be a small group of customers. This means you cannot expand your scale of operation. And if you cannot expand your scale of operation, you cannot exploit economies of scale. You get the second point here?
Yes.
Any question about that? So that ends question 1. Go to question 2. Are you there? Are you there, please?
Yes.
Okay. For question 2, they said define the term market share. Market share is simply the percentage of your brand sale over the market sale multiplied by 100. The total of your brand sale in the total market. So what does ABC business sales compared to other competitors? That is brand sale. So the formula for market share is total brand sale divided by total market sale multiplied by 100. Total brand sale divided by total market sale multiplied by 100. That's market share. The formula for market share is total brand sale, the brand of the business, divided by the total market multiplied by 100, market share. So I'm going to write the formula here anyway. Market share is market share. So you can write the formula instead of making the definition. Market share equals total brand sale divided by total market sale multiplied by 100. Okay, that's question 2A. Is it clear, please?
Yes.
So we'll go to question 2B. They said calculate to 2 decimal places the percentage change in the number of school meals donated by Mindful Share between 2020 and 2021. In 2020, it is 4.2. And in 2021, it is 4.7, right?
Yes.
So let's see this together. So for 2020, it's 4.2, and 2021 is 4.7. So we have to calculate the percentage change. So percentage change will be 4.7 minus 4.2 over 4.2 multiplied by 100. So that gives us 0.5 over 4.2 multiplied by 100, and that's 11.9%. I think that is clear, right? Good. Okay. And for the other one, market share that we talked about previously, for market share, it is total brand sale divided by total market sale multiplied by 100. So flip back. So we have question. The next question, please. Question C, right? C. So this is B. We have question C. They said, analyze 2 factors that are likely to determine the pricing strategy used by UK businesses supplying food boxes. When we talk about pricing strategy, we're simply talking about a method used by a business when it's making decisions about the price it wants to sell its product. You understand what pricing strategy is? Yeah. Pricing strategy simply means a method that is used by a business to sell on whenever it wants to sell its price. Whenever it wants to sell its products, it determines the price. So price strategy applies to the method the business uses when deciding the price at which to sell its products. So we have psychological pricing, we have predatory pricing, we have competitive pricing, we have premium prices. So whatever method you decide upon to use when you are deciding the price of your product is called pricing strategy. I think pricing strategy is clear.
Yes.
So based on the case study, they said, what are the factors that might determine the pricing strategy a business might use? The first factor that might determine the pricing strategy you can use as a business is level of competition. If you are operating in the mass market, it simply means you have large numbers of competitors.
Yes.
And because you have large numbers of competitors, you cannot charge a higher price. It will be preferable you charge what? Competitive pricing, which means you are charging the price same as those of your competitors.
Yes.
Do you understand? So the level of competition might determine the kind of pricing strategy you use as a business. So here I wrote, the extent of competition may decide the kind of pricing strategy used. In this case, Mindful Chef has competitors, which simply means it may use competitive pricing.
Yes.
Mindful Chef has competitors. And even Mindful Chef is a monopoly. Without competitors, you can charge a higher price. But here it has competitors. And for the fact that it has competitors, it cannot charge a higher price. If it does, customers might start moving away from it to start buying from its competitors.
Okay.
That's the first method or the first factor that will decide the kind of pricing strategy Mindful Chef will use. The second point is product differentiation. Remember in the previous slide, when we're talking about pricing, I told you previously that a business will be able to charge a higher price or premium price if it's able to USP.
Unique selling point.
Unique selling point. If a business is able to find a unique selling point for its product, it means it's able to differentiate its product from those of its competitors. If a business successfully does that, it would allow it to charge a higher price. So here I wrote product differentiation. A business that is able to differentiate its product from competitors will be able to charge a premium price. So if you have to charge a higher price in a competitive market, it simply means you have to find a way to differentiate your products from those of your competitors. One way to do that is the quality of your product. Another is maybe the customer services you render.
Yes.
Do you understand? So by so doing, because in the eyes of customers, all homogeneous products or similar products are the same. So for customers to start buying at a higher price when there are cheaper options, it simply means they see the difference between your product and those of your competitors. Do you get it?
Mhm.
Is that clear, please?
Yes.
So go to 2D. Are you there?
Yep.
For 2D, they said, discuss the advantages to the owners of Mindful Chef of using surveys collected from their family and friends. Survey collected from family and friends, that is field. So that's a sort of primary research. And the primary research is a first-hand information. Yes or no?
Yes.
So here I wrote, the question is about discussing the advantages of primary research. That is the question. So here I wrote, surveys collected from family and friends is a form of primary market research. A primary research is the data collected first-hand. So that means you're the first to have access to that information. That is primary research.
Okay.
So what are the benefits of using primary research such as family and friend survey to collect data? One, it may allow Mindful Chef to understand consumer preferences. This may help to improve the recipes before launching on a larger scale. When you carry out a first-hand research, the primary research, it allows you to understand the preferences of customers, what customers want.
Yes.
And that might allow you to improve on your recipe as a restaurant before you launch on a larger scale.
Okay.
Do you get the point here?
Yes.
Using your friends and family allows you to know their preferences. Yes or no? So knowing their preferences allow you to operate on a smaller scale, get it right before moving on to a larger scale.
Okay.
2, it is cost effective. Using surveys collected from family and friends will be less expensive and quicker. I used to tell you when it saves time, it saves money. But when it takes time, it takes money. So if it saves time, it is less expensive. But if it takes time, it is more expensive. Do you get it?
Yes.
So it is cost effective because it's between your friends and family. You can as well do that within a short period of time.
Okay.
So that means it is less expensive, it is cheap.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes.
That's another benefit. And if it is cheap, it simply means your cost of production is expected to fall, and that increases your profitability. Family and friends are likely to give honest answers, which means it might be reliable compared to general public opinion. When you use the general public opinion, they might not give you, they might be subjective. But your family and friends, your friends and your families, they might want to give you an honest answer. So if they're giving you an honest answer, it simply means the data you collected is reliable. However, surveys could result into bias. You said bias already, but you did not finish it up. It could be bias because friends and family might not want to give you an honest answer with the fear of you getting angry. So they don't want disagreement between you and them.
Okay.
So as a result of that, they won't give you an honest answer. So that is bias. That is subjective. So you might as well not get an honest answer from your friends or your family because they don't want you to get angry.
Okay.
And that brings about subjectivity, which is what? Bias. Any question about primary research? So go to question 2E. Are you there? For question 2E, they said, assess the impact of mindful share of its social objective. When we talk about social objective, it simply means the business focuses on a positive impact to the society rather than just thinking about profit. We call it corporate social responsibility, CSR. It simply means the business thinks about the stakeholders rather than the shareholder.
Okay.
Do you understand? You think about the betterment of the society.
Yeah.
That is social objective. Do you get the point here? Do you get the point?
Yes.
So according to the extract, Mindful Chef donates a school meal to a child living in poverty. Also, it buys from local farmers and uses recycled packaging. All this is social responsibility. It's corporate social responsibility.
Okay.
So it indicates that Mindful Chef is what? Socially responsible. Do you get that? So the benefit of being socially responsible is that it may attract investors, employees, or financiers that are conscious about CSR. So any stakeholder that is conscious, are you with me?
Yes.
Any stakeholder that is conscious about social responsibility or about CSR will be attracted to Mindful Chef.
Okay.
So they would want to buy from Mindful Chef because
Yes.
Mindful Chef is socially responsible.
Okay.
Pursuing CSR may improve the image of a company and may allow it to compete, to have a competitive advantage. When a business pursues corporate social responsibility, this might improve its brand image, its reputation. And if your reputation improves, it means customers start coming to you instead of your competitors.
Yeah.
And that might give you a competitive advantage over your competitors. Corporate social responsibility can be used as a sort of advertisement.
Yes.
You can use it as a marketing strategy. Oh, letting people to understand that, oh, our business is socially responsible. We think about the society than just the profit. You can use it as a marketing strategy.
Yes.
I didn't write that here, but I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Is it clear? However, CSR has to your cost. To be socially responsible, you have to incur more cost because you are thinking about the society. You are thinking about stakeholders, not the shareholders. So that will incur more cost. Incurring more cost reduces your profitability if you are unable to increase the price. So when you incur more cost, I told you, cost and profit has inverse relationship. The higher the profit, the higher the cost, the lower the profit. The lower the cost, the higher the profit. So if you are incurring more cost and the demand for your product is priced elastic, it means you cannot pass on high cost to consumers. If you cannot pass high cost to consumers, it simply means you cannot charge a higher price. And that reduces your profitability.
Okay.
So being socially responsible might reduce your profitability. Also, the extent of which CSR impact on the business depends on the percentage of customers who think about social responsibility. Some customers do not care about it. They just want to buy products from whoever they want to buy from. It's not about how corporate social responsible you are or not. They don't think if you are socially responsible or not. They just want to go there, buy your product, buy the product that they deem fit. Some customers don't even have information about how socially responsible you are. Not to talk about knowing that you are socially responsible.
Yes.
So that means it might not impact on them.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Okay.
Any question about that?
No.
So that takes us to question 3. Are you there? Are you there, please?
Yes.
For question 3, they said, okay. For question 3, we have, they said with extracts D. So I'm going to show you extract D before we go down to the question. Extract D. This extract D, okay. Yeah, this is extract D. Extract D. About Unilever. Unilever was founded up over 100 years ago, over a century. Almost founded household brands, sell products in 190 countries. It's a multinational anyway. So changes in Unilever's organizational structure. So Unilever announced plans to move away from its current matrix organizational structure, which has been used for many years. It plans to move to a flatter organizational structure and reorganize the business into 5 distinct business groups. So it's organizing its business this way. That's its transition from matrix to flatter organization structure. That is about Unilever organizational structure. So let's go back to the question. Let's go back to the question. Now the question says, sorry, question 3. Okay. Oh, sorry. The question says, yeah, question 3. They said we should evaluate the extent to which the changes to Unilever's organizational structure may improve business efficiency and employee motivation. So all we need to talk about here is motivation and efficiency. Okay, sorry. So all we need to talk about here is motivation and efficiency. But before we go into there, what is organizational structure? Organizational structure shows the roles, the responsibilities, the hierarchies within an organization. Are you with me, please?
Yes.
So we call it organizational structure because it shows the roles of employees, the responsibilities of employees, the hierarchies, the level of decision-making within an organization. That is organizational structure. So for matrix structure organizes employees based on their specialization. Oh, a lawyer, accountant, doctor, engineer, you put them together for a project. That is matrix structure. Do you get it? So there's going to be a project, then we organize different employees with different skills to join up for that project, to complete that project, to execute that project.
Yes.
That is matrix structure. Then we have a flat structure. For flat structure, it means we have a wider span of control and a fewer hierarchy. So you reduce the hierarchy. So we have wider span of control. As for span of control, it simply means the numbers of subordinates under a manager. That's the span of control. The number of subordinates under what? A manager. It could come out another example, span of control. The number of subordinates the number of subordinates under a manager. That is span of control. And for a flatter structure, you have a wider span of control. So here I wrote, a flat structure has a wider span of control and fewer hierarchies. Using a flat structure will reduce costs for Unilever, which may in turn increase its profitability and allow it to have a competitive advantage over its competitors. So the first thing is when you reduce your hierarchy, it simply means you are not paying. So you're not paying when you reduce hierarchies, it means most of those that you're not going to pay are those that receive higher pay. So it reduces your cost on wages. And if your cost on wages reduces, it increases your profitability, because I told you earlier, there's an inverse relationship between cost and profit. So if Unilever reduces its hierarchies, it allows it to increase profit, which might in turn increase its competitive advantage over its competitors. 2, a flatter structure allows workers to be less remote to their managers, and this may improve their motivation. With tall hierarchy, with a longer hierarchy, managers are remote to employees. But when we have a flatter structure, it simply means everyone works under the same manager. So managers are closer to employees. And because managers are closer to employees, that might improve their motivation. And if motivation is improved, it increases productivity. And if productivity is increasing, it will bring about efficiency. We're talking about productivity, we're talking about efficiency and motivation again. So workers just need to be happy. If they are happy, if things are done well, they will be happy, and that improves motivation.
Yes, sir.
Reducing the number of senior managers will shorten the chain of command, and this may help improve communication. This will in turn allow Unilever to respond to customer response swiftly. Another way to improve motivation and efficiency when you shorten the hierarchy is that with a short hierarchy, it simply means communication becomes faster. Decision-making becomes faster. So if decision-making becomes faster, it simply means Unilever employees might be able to respond to customers' needs swiftly.
Okay.
And when you're able to respond to customers' response swiftly, it simply means you are efficient. Do you understand?
Yes.
However, moving from a matrix structure can have a significant setbacks. Number one, shortage of skilled workers. According to the extract, it is expected that 15% of senior managers will lose their jobs. So if 15% of senior managers lose their jobs, senior managers are expected to have experience and expertise. So that might bring about shortage of staff, shortage of skilled workers.
Okay.
So here I wrote, shortage of skilled workers. The extracts, according to the extract, 15% of senior managers are set to be removed. Senior managers are likely to be experienced. This may bring about inefficiency. So if you are lacking skilled expert workers, it means there's likelihood to have inefficiency. Do you get the first point here?
Yes.
Two, job losses. So job losses may demotivate existing employees and they may seek employment elsewhere. This may in turn increase Unilever's cost of recruitment.
Okay.
If you are laying off 15% of employees, senior staffs, senior managers, the rest of the senior managers might feel demotivated. They might as well choose to leave Unilever. So if they do leave Unilever, what does that mean? It simply means Unilever must start thinking about recruitment process. And the cost of recruiting, especially when you have to recruit skilled workers, is high.
Okay.
So that might increase the cost for Unilever. Do you understand that? Also, the remaining managers are likely to have wider span of control. When you reduce the hierarchy, it simply means fewer managers are left available, and that increases the numbers of subordinates under one manager. So the wider the span of control, the larger the responsibility of the managers. So the managers might be stressed up. So yeah, also the remaining managers are likely to have wider span of control. This may increase their job function and may result in lower productivity. So if managers are doing more than what they used to do, that reduces their productivity. In summary, the structure should be introduced carefully to ensure smooth transition. So for me, my advice to Unilever is what? To introduce the new structure, but it should introduce it carefully so that it will not affect the operation of Unilever.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So that ends paper. Stop that already, please. That ends paper 1. I've not stopped the live already. Let me stop the live. Yeah, come on. Oh. So thanks for viewing. Thanks, viewers, and watch out for more.
Leave the live. Leave the live.
So let me stop the video here, sir.